Hi, Magenta. Let's see. Oh, we have a good group on here today.
It looks like 14 people.
Nice. Wow. Maybe Zoom is the way to go for AID. Oh, hi, Anna. I have a guest on. I actually invited my daughter, Sydney, too. We'll see if she jumps on. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I invited Anna. She is thinking of joining CPP. So we're, I wanted her to see what we're all about a little bit. So, oh, okay. I'm telling Sydney it's on now. It's now just sent link. Okay, who has the who's been reading or listening by audio to the book that we're following? Everybody see the book? Which is Deepak Chopra, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. For anybody that
yeah, I have read that, but a long time ago. I don't remember all of it, but
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
you know, I can be your mom, so that means I have read so many of these books.
Right. Well, you can read them, but applying them.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny, I was talking to Jim, for those of you who don't know, anyway, Jim, my husband, yesterday, and what he was saying is very true. Each of us is further or somewhere in our journey. Some of us are further along than others, and it's not a bad or a good thing. And what I mean by that is that true understanding of what all this means. It's baby steps. It's working at it every day. You know, just be kind to yourself, you know, because if you're not quite there, it's okay. And I feel like I have a ways to go. You know, I look at other people, you know, you always want to have somebody that you look up to or that you can learn from, you know, which is again, why every time I listen, and I'm an audio person, I can read it, but hearing it, it sinks, you know, in much more than for me to read it on a page. And then I go back and I'll listen to it, and then I'll go back and I'll read it. The great thing about this book and the audio is that each chapter is fairly short. So what I was going to do is to play this chapter 4, which is actually an amazing chapter, which is, you know, basically getting what you want with least effort and how you do that and the steps to do that. So, and then we can kind of talk about it as well, but it's, it's baby steps on how you get there. You have to work on it. And for me, the biggest thing, the biggest like aha sort of is, or the biggest thing I can say as far as advice is you have to have inner self. You truly have to be honest with yourself. You have to be connected with yourself, listen to yourself, and really, really be one with yourself in understanding who you are, and self-awareness. That's the word I was looking for. When you have true self-awareness, then it goes back to, you know, being aware of your thoughts. You know how we talk about being aware of your thoughts, because if your thoughts are positive, or your thoughts are, you know, what you want versus what you don't want, it's being that aware, but this is being self-aware of really being honest of who you are. Are you judgmental? Do you judge others? Are you jealous instead of, going back to like the previous chapters? Like, are you, when somebody, let's just go work, when somebody gets a listing or an escrow, and you see they're killing it, are you happy for them? Or are you like, oh, there they are again, doing it again? Where you're envious, jealous, or, whatever. Is that you? Or are you self-aware that you change your thinking and say, well, good for you. I'm happy for you. Your hard work is paying off. And, I look forward to being, you down the road. So it's those little things that you have to be self-aware. Who am I in this journey? Who am I in reading this book? Am I really applying the steps that Deepak is talking about? Or do I need to make little changes and be self-aware on what I'm thinking and feeling in the moment? So I think that is, that's the biggest thing that I have, kind of my takeaway, and I'm constantly every day, every moment, thinking about. Does anybody have anything they want to add to that? Priscilla, I know you're there. Priscilla, unmute yourself. I want to hear from you. Priscilla's always sending me these little things. Where are you, Priscilla? Oh, she's unmuted. Priscilla. Brandon, can you unmute Priscilla?
She is unmuted.
Oh.
She's not really present.
Oh. Anyway, all right. Well, we'll go back to Priscilla. How about Danielle? You're present. You always have something wonderful to add.
I'm trying to think. Yes, to reinforce what you're saying, that you being judgmental of other people is going to interfere with your authenticity, or hopefully it interferes with your authenticity, but being jealous and judgmental of others is not going to serve you well.
Right. Exactly. All right. Well, what I'm going to do is, and hopefully this works, I'm going to play chapter 4. It is about 12 minutes. I've only listened to it a gazillion times, and then we'll talk about it. And just kind of like an overview too. Chapter 1 is the law of pure potentiality, which is, again, being, true to yourself. Chapter 2 is the law of giving, giving to others. Law of karma, which is, again, also has to do kind of with the law of giving as well. When you meet somebody, giving them a compliment, even just in your own mind, saying a little something in your mind, wishing you love and light, healthiness, and all that you want, in your mind when you're meeting somebody. Just being present, being looking at nature and in full appreciation, and all of those things. Oh, there's my daughter. I'm so happy. Hi, Sydney. I love you. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to play law of least effort, and then we'll discuss afterwards.
Amy, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I can.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Hey, Amy, if you're trying to share your screen, can you go down to the bottom middle and click share screen?
Well, it's on my phone, so unfortunately I'm not. So
Okay,
we're just
never
gonna
mind.
listen. So just close your eyes, I think, and just listen for this few minutes, and that would be great.
The fourth spiritual law of success is the law of least effort. This law is based on the fact that nature's intelligence functions with effortless ease and abandoned carefreeness. This is the principle of least action, of no resistance. This is therefore the principle of harmony and love. And we learn this lesson from nature and easily fulfill our desires. If we observe nature at work, we see that least effort is expended. Grass doesn't try to grow, it just grows. Fish don't try to swim, they just swim. Flowers don't try to bloom, they bloom. Birds don't try to fly, they fly. This is the intrinsic nature. The earth doesn't try to spin on its own axis. It is the nature of the earth to hurtle through space. It is the nature of babies to be in bliss. It is the nature of the sun to shine. It is the nature of the stars to glitter and sparkle. And it is human nature to make our dreams manifest into physical form, easily and effortlessly. In Vedic science, the age-old philosophy of India, this principle is known as the principle of economy of effort, or do less and accomplish more. Ultimately, you come to the state where you do nothing and accomplish everything. This means that there is just a faint idea, and then the manifestation of the idea comes about effortlessly. What is commonly called a miracle is actually an expression of the law of least effort. Nature's intelligence functions effortlessly, frictionlessly, spontaneously. It is non-linear, it is intuitive, holistic, and nourishing. And when you are in harmony with nature, when you are established in the knowledge of your true self, you can make use of the law of least effort. Least effort is expended when your actions are motivated by love, because nature is held together by this energy of love. When you seek power and control over other people,
Hey, Amy, you turned your sound off. We can't hear you anymore.
when you seek
yeah.
money for personal gain only, you cut off the flow of energy to you and interfere with the expression of nature's intelligence. But when your actions are motivated by love, there is no wastage of energy. When your actions are motivated by love, your energy multiplies and accumulates. And the surplus energy you gather and enjoy can be channeled to create anything that you want, including unlimited wealth. You can think of your physical body as a device for controlling energy. It can generate, store, and expend energy. If you know how to generate, store, and expend energy in an efficient way, then you can create any amount of wealth. Attention to the ego consumes the greatest amount of energy. When your internal reference point is the ego, when you seek power and control over other people, seek approval from others, you spend energy in a wasteful way. When that energy is freed up, it can be rechanneled and used to create anything that you want. When
Maybe
your
move it
internal
back a
reference
little.
point
It
is your
sounds a little crackly.
you are immune to criticism and
Perfect.
unfearful of any challenge, you can harness the power of love and use energy creatively for the experience of affluence and evolution. In The Art of Dreaming, Carlos Castaneda writes, most of our energy goes into upholding our importance. If we were capable of losing some of that importance, two extraordinary things would happen to us. One, we would free our energy from trying to maintain the illusory idea of our grandeur. And two, we would provide ourselves with enough energy to catch a glimpse of the actual grandeur of the universe. There are three components to the law of least effort. Three things you can do to put this principle of do less and accomplish more into action. The first component is acceptance. Acceptance simply means that you make a commitment. Today, I will accept people, situations, events as they occur. This means I will know that this moment is as it should be, because the whole universe is as it should be. This moment, the one you're experiencing right now, is the culmination of all the moments you have experienced in the past. And this moment is as it is because the entire universe is as it is. When you struggle against this moment, you're actually struggling against the entire universe. Instead, you can make the decision that today you will not struggle against the whole universe, struggling against this moment. This means that your acceptance of this moment is total and complete. You accept things as they are, not as you wish they were in this moment. Having
Okay, so I just wanted to stop there on just on that. So again, it goes back to being in the moment, which is very hard, especially right now with everything going on. So you want to just let go of yesterday, a year ago, whenever. You want to let go of tomorrow, next year, and so forth in your mind of what you're attached to, let's just say. So you can only control you, right? We've talked about that. You only have control over you. You don't have control over other people. You don't have control over circumstance like we're in right now. We can only be in the moment. And so take a breath. If you get anxious, breathe, meditate, find something that you have appreciation for, and just focus on that appreciation and let the rest go in the moment. That's not saying that I'm being in the moment and I'm not doing anything in my life and all that I want is going to come through. We're talking about getting to a place where things happen with the least amount of effort. And that means not fighting with fear, anxiety, or something that you're attached to or holding on to. So what this is saying is I will not struggle against the whole universe by struggling against this moment. My acceptance is total and complete. I accept things as they are in this moment, not as I wish they are. So in this moment, we are all self-quarantined, right? We are as we are. We need to just accept it and be in our mind of appreciation for things that we can do that we maybe couldn't do or didn't have time to do or thought we didn't have time to do, 2 weeks ago. So find something that gets your engines going, and it's not by watching the news. I think now the most important thing is, going back to the thing that Danielle brought us. Remember, Danielle, was that a couple years ago where we did 30 days of not turning on any news, like outside influence.
That's really good for you.
It's really good. So, and I'm not saying to ignore what's going on, but maybe, do a quick update once a day. Don't have the TV on all day long. Don't, or checking in every, hour. Nothing really is going to change. Focus on you, because we will get through this. Life will start up again to some, normalcy, and you can achieve what you want. So, that's number one. So I'm going to turn on number two. Here we go.
Accepted things as they are, you then take responsibility for your situation and for all the events you see as problems. This is the second component of the law of least effort, responsibility. What does responsibility mean? Responsibility means not blaming anyone or anything for your situation. Having accepted this circumstance, this event, this problem, responsibility then means the ability to have a creative response to the situation as it is now. All problems contain the seeds of opportunity, and this awareness allows you to take the moment and transform it to a better situation or thing. The third component of the law of least effort is defenselessness, which means that your awareness is established in defenselessness, and you relinquish the need to convince or persuade others of your point of view. If you observe people around you, you'll see that they spend 99.9% of their time defending their point of view. If you just relinquish the need to defend your point of view, in that relinquishment, you will have access to enormous amounts of energy that has been previously wasted. When you become defensive, blame others, and do not accept and surrender to the moment, then your life meets resistance. Anytime you encounter resistance, recognize that if you force the situation, the resistance will only increase. You don't want to stand rigid like a tall oak that cracks and collapses in the storm. Instead, you want to be flexible. You want to be like a reed that bends with the storm and survives.
I think that's huge. We all can get defensive. Again, going back to judging others, and not just sitting in quietness, and if somebody's saying, or they have an opinion also that maybe is a conflict with what you're saying, you don't have to stay in the room. They have a right to their opinion. It may not match up with yours. And the beauty of law of attraction is that usually like finds like. So there's always going to be those people that are on an island that does not match yours, the island of negativity, the island of fear, the island of whatever it is that does not feel good. You can choose to be on the island of positivity, being with people that inspire, being with people that make you feel good, and being open. So I love his comparison of being like a reed, which is bendable, because if you are open and you're flexible, that's where the magic happens. There's when you're flexible, then thoughts can come and go that maybe you wouldn't have had otherwise, because you were so rigid on it has to be this way. So if you're flexible in your thinking, then you're also solution based. If something's not going the way you want it to go, look at other options. How can I get to where I want to go, but maybe do it a different way? So what I have been doing personally is, this time being home, is, as we say, do things that you wouldn't necessarily have time to do. Look at your business. What haven't you had the time to do? the focus to do, because you know, we're thinking about all the different errands you need to run, or, you know, properties you need to go see, or, you know, whatever it is. Keep your wheels moving forward. So if you, my belief on what he's saying here is, if you are neutral, you are in the moment, and you're not worrying about tomorrow, because you have no control over it, right? You can only control your being, right? So don't worry about the past. The past is the past. Love yourself for today and in the moment, and put the wheels, you know, have the wheels going forward, doing something every day. And little by little, you're going to see the things that you're doing are going to manifest in things that you want. And they're going to flow to you with least effort. And I absolutely believe that. I have witnessed it. I witness it every day in my life. And that's why I do this, because I know that if I relax, I don't judge, and I'm open to all possibilities, things flow to me, and I look at it every day. You know, when I get these gifts, and I'm aware of it, and I'm always in gratitude. And it could be something, you know, so little, like my kids would be like, oh my gosh, you know, the parking space, there she does it again.
Oh, you're always so excited about the parking space, but you're good at it. You really are.
Exactly. Thank you, Sid. But it's something, you know, so simple as that. But it's also, you know, like Allison, my assistant, you always get the best clients. How do you get them? I get them because that's what I attract. That's what I put out. I feel like our company was built with the best agents, the best people. Why is that? Because that's what we put out there. That's what we want. It can be anything you want. So, Priscilla, are you there?
Yes, I am.
So, you have been, Priscilla always sends me these wonderful things. I want to hear from you this morning. What, and I know you've read the book and audio and, you know, all of these things. I want to hear your insight. I know it's not all about me talking. I want to hear what everybody else is experiencing, what you're feeling. If you're struggling, I want to hear that.
Ooh, I think my struggle is with some of the clients I get. And when I talk to you, you always tell me the same thing, to attract good clients and all those things. And I think in this chapter, I also read about not blaming anyone or yourself. So, and then any problem that comes contains seeds of opportunity. So sometimes when I get those tough clients, I know that I'm learning something from them. I'm learning to be more, what's the word? I'm learning to be more, take control and be responsible. And at the same time, I don't defend myself, and yet I get things done. I listen to their point of views. And at the same time, I try to, I didn't have my breakfast, Amy.
That's okay. Well, you know,
and then I try to be the best version of myself when I'm with them.
Yeah.
So those tough clients also teach me sometimes to do all those things, and I become a stronger person.
Right. I think that's the main thing with you. But you know what? I've seen you grow, right?
I guess.
You have grown, but it's every day. That's the thing. You have to work at it every day. It's little bits. You're not going to be able to, you know, change who you are, you know, from today to tomorrow. Like, oh, I want to be this way. It takes, again, it's that self-awareness, being honest, and little changes that you can make personally every single day when you're aware. If you're feeling with Priscilla, can I be honest, Priscilla, with everybody? Sure. Okay. So with Priscilla, because we've been working on this for as long as you've been here, and I have seen the growth, is it's self-confidence. It's believing in yourself. When you believe in yourself, you attract people that, if you believe in yourself, then what are you? You're worthy. When you project that, people are gravitated towards that, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I feel we're constantly working on with you is just being worthy. And culturally, we talk about, because culturally, there's certain cultures that, feel they are entitled to commission, and a lot of it, right?
Yep.
And maybe you still have to, do a little bit sometimes to work with some people. However, if you are practicing your craft where you can add value and you have value, right? And I know you have value, Priscilla, because you take care of your clients. You're always looking out for their best interests. You're not just looking to say, I want a paycheck and then I'm done.
Mhm.
Let's get through this the fastest way we can. People need guidance. People need people that care and are going to do a good job. This is the largest investment, when you're talking real estate, that they're going to make, or one of the largest, investments. So people may think they want one thing, but if they're getting the confidence and the belief that you are the person for them, they're going to bend also. You just have to believe it. You have to put it out there and stand up for yourself.
Mhm.
So, so there you have it. I want to, there's one thing that I do love here. I highlighted: make a commitment to follow the path of no resistance. This is the path through which nature's intelligence unfolds spontaneously, without friction or effort. When you have the exquisite combination of acceptance, taking responsibility, and basically surrendering, you will experience life flowing with effortlessness and ease. So remaining open to all points of view and not being rigid. You can still have your point of view and believe in that, but open to others. Then again, you're not fighting against things that are going on out there. And taking responsibility, meaning that you're taking responsibility for your actions. Your actions of being kind to others, your actions of not judging others, your actions of helping others, your actions of putting the wheels, in your business, doing something every day, right? And letting go of attachment. We always just talk about that, and that's going to be, I believe, in chapter 5. But again, you're already putting out there what you want into the universe. You need the wheels to be going forward by doing something every day, and let it go. No, it's you're doing everything you can, and that's all you can. You need to just let it go, be kind to yourself, and let the universe do what it's going to do. I kind of went ahead a little bit as a cheat because I thought maybe we could all use it. So we'll go over the law of intention and desire, which is chapter 5. I'm just going to read the tiniest thing and then we'll go over that at our next meeting. But intention is the real, I love this. Intention is the real power behind desire. Intent alone is very powerful because intent is desire without attachment to outcome. Desire alone is weak because desire in most people is attention with attachment. Your intent is for the future, but your attention is in the present. That's pretty powerful. As long as your attention is in the present, then your intent for the future will manifest, because the future is created in the present. Does that put like chills? I don't know, it puts chills in me. Okay, it's open for discussion. Sydney, what do you think about all this?
Oh, I was kind of thinking about my friend Liv and how she used to say that instead of just being an audio engineer, which is kind of like the person who makes sound good in a live venue, she used to say that she wanted to maybe have a business. And nowadays she does sound, but she does it in a bar, and she doesn't have a very encouraging work environment. Her it's just like a lot of people who might not be going to the same places she wanted to go to, and her thought process is totally changed. She doesn't think the same things. I was talking to her about long-term goals, what she might want to do outside of audio so that she could have a little bit more control on how much money she made. And she just said she couldn't even imagine herself running a business now. And so it's really crazy how much your environment seeps into you, and how much I guess the mental state changes, and how it's just important to make sure that you're working with a good mental state. But it's hard, so
It
ebbs
is.
and wanes.
It's hard for everybody, and that's why, again, like surrounding yourself with people of like-mindedness is so important, which has always been a big thing. No matter who you talk to, if you're looking to be successful, that one of the key things is surround yourself with people that are already there, so that you can watch the habits. What kind of habits are they making? How can you be inspired? This is also where, kind of the non-judging, you can only be in control of yourself. And you can look at somebody and be, wow, feel maybe bad for them or sad for them because, maybe life is not going as they, or somebody that you see that is going down a path that is, is not a good path, until they're ready to basically save themselves or go on a different path. It's their path. We all have our own journey. So we have to just focus on ourselves, be there for those people, in a loving way. But it's our journey that we need to focus on. And, and sometimes, especially when you're young, you can be very close to people, or even in general life, you're with somebody and then, go separate ways. And you can decide that you want to go in this direction. This is the direction that's going to lead you for the outcome that you want. And that's okay. And if they choose another path and that they're happy with that path, then you just have to be happy for them. I know somebody, so sorry. Somebody else has got to have some thoughts out there. What else, anything you want to, anybody wants to add, or any struggle you want to discuss?
Hello.
Hi, thank you, Anna.
So everything you have been talking about is pretty much my journey in the last 2 years. I've been extremely intentional about the life changes that I wanted to make. And I was in San Diego, I moved to Scottsdale. I was not happy in Scottsdale, yet my real estate business was thriving. And I decided to move back to San Diego. Moving back to San Diego, I had to kind of, start from scratch. And everybody around me was telling me, oh, you're never going to be able to, build your business back up again because it's so hard. And I literally started to not only work on my mindset on what is possible and available for me, but it's also a matter of believing in yourself more than anybody else around you. If everybody else surrounding you is telling you that you can do something, or that, it's just, it's not concrete. It's unrealistic. It's what you set your mind to. Last year, it was my first year back in San Diego. I closed 7 deals, which was not a big deal to me, but I at least did way better than,
That's a big
people
deal.
were. It is a big deal because what people were telling me is, oh, you're not going to be able to make it. You're not going to be able to do it in San Diego. It's just way too expensive. It's unrealistic. But I had to kind of put on that hat. And mindset for me, and what you feed your brain, is the number one thing that is going to make or break your thoughts, that is going to actually inspire other people or just discourage other people.
Yep.
So the moment I started to really be more intentional about that is the moment I started to attract more affluent clients, people that were coming to me because they respect my opinion, they see the value that I have. And I used to get a lot of clients that, would ask me for like a part of my commission back. And I've done that before. But then I was like, okay, I don't understand. Like, why am I giving away my money when I worked so hard for it? It's the only source of income that I have. And I just decided that I'm not going to do that anymore, that I'm going to show people my value from the get-go. If they don't see it, and sometimes you can't please everybody. It's kind of like what I think it was chapter 2 was saying. It's no point of you trying to prove your point, and because you lose a lot of energy on trying to fight a battle that you're never going to win. So just, if it doesn't work out, that's okay. Move on. There are so many other people that you're going to bless, and you're going to inspire, and you're going to help out. Sorry, I went a little longer than I meant to.
But
That was amazing.
yeah.
That was so great.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's all mindset. That's the difference between that's why we do this. This is why this breakout session that we've been doing for I don't know how many years now at CPP. To me, you can call it, AID, which for anybody that doesn't know, it stands for appreciation, intention, and delegation in what you want out there in the universe. But it could be called law of attraction. It could be called mindset, whatever you want to call it, but it's here. You have to see yourself, not just think it, like desire it. When we're talking the difference there, desire and your intention. You can desire something, but if you're not intending, where your mind is already there.
I'll share something else with you guys.
Yeah. But then you have to let it go. You have to stay detached.
This book,
Amy, there is a saying that it says, nothing lasts forever, not even your troubles. So whatever is now, it will pass, as you said. You mentioned it, So this is not forever. It will just finished. It will end.
Exactly. Anna, what were you showing?
this is the book that really helped me out a lot. I guess if you're religious, you believe in God, this book is going to fall right into line. But even if you don't believe in God, Christianity per se, but you do believe, you have a spiritual belief, it still helps you. There is a lot of biblical verses in here, but the battlefield of the mind pretty much explains on how you get to control the negative thoughts that come into your head.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. it's a pretty good book.
Can I say a little thing on social media? It's a little bit vapid, but
Yeah.
I've noticed that there's an absolute correlation between what you're saying about imagining yourself bigger and who actually gets more followers on social media. The difference between whether or not you have a lot of followers on social media is whether or not you think that you're a good content creator and whether or not you think you're worthy of following, because it's legitimately just an energy that you put out there. And whether it's a personal account or it's a business account, which is pretty much the same thing nowadays, you just got to say, I'm a star in some ways, and people want to tune into what I'm doing.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to believe it and not care. Who cares what anybody, unless you're being, hurtful or whatever, you should care, obviously. But you're always going to have people that are, which, going back to secret, okay, the secret, okay, it is a secret because there are people in life and you'll look at them and you'll like, they're always happy or things, come to them and, whatever. They're in a magical place. We can all be in a magical place. We have to accept it. Want it and be there here. So the secret is that for those that have that work on it every day, you're going to see little miracles, little things that you're wanting. They're going to start to come your way. And you just don't talk about it. You don't have to talk about it to everybody. The next chapter, I think it's chapter 5. Think about these things. Keep them internal. You know what you want. You don't have to be shouting it out there to everybody. Your mind, you have it within yourself. It doesn't matter. I remember just going back to my real estate career with when I first started in real estate. I was, Jim's company had, folded. I had to work. Okay. I had to make real estate, work for us, for my family. And I was in the Prudential training room with like 100 other people, and Steve Games, who's the founder, Prudential at the time, comes in his smug way, and he's looking at 100 people and he says, in this 100, one of you is going to be a star. And in my mind, what did I say? That's going to be me. And there was no doubt that's going to be me. And what kind of going back to what Anna's saying, it kind of put a fire under me, because he's basically saying that, only one of you and the rest of you are not. And I was like, well, if there can only be one, it's going to be me. And who was Rookie of the Year? It was me. So there was no doubt. I was like, I know 12 house a month, that's easy. I can do that. And I did. And I'm not saying this to brag or, whatever. It's just, there was no doubt. This is what I'm doing in my mind. I didn't have to say to anybody, that, no, that's going to be me. I'm the star. I'm this and that. And that's not me anyway. But in my mind, I was like, that is me. And then, when I did it, I looked back and I always remembered being in that room again with that mental, there is no option. That's me. So
Excuse me for peppering memories of a 7-year-old in here, but I kind of remember, like, when you first started, you just peppy walking around that office. And it wasn't just that you felt like you needed to do it, but I could tell that you wanted to do it. You were excited to work, and this was like a new stage in your life. You were a ball of energy. It was really cool to see. Like, now I'm remembering it for the first time in years, and it's cool memory. That's all.
There was a lot of fear there too, which you didn't know, Sid. You were actually.
No, I totally sensed that. You were a little jumpy. You were afraid, but like, you were so excited. It didn't matter.
Well, you just push through. You push through is what you end up doing. But the reason I bring all this up is, again, it's you have to be there in your mind. You're already there. See yourself, you're already there. And don't worry about, if you're not, you know what I mean? Don't worry about when. You just see yourself as already there. Every day, the wheels are turning. Every day you're doing something to be that person, right? In your mind, you're already there. Every day you're going to either, you're going to work on your, whatever it is that you need to work on. You're already there in your mind. And, one of the last things that you have to do, which is the hardest, is patience. Because it's not going to happen overnight. But you just have to know it's going to happen. And you're in the moment, you're loving and believing yourself in the moment. And if you're down, you're having a moment where you're not feeling it, you're in whatever space that is not supporting what you want, you pick up the phone, you call me, you call a friend, you call somebody that's in that positive that can get you out of, not somebody that can commiserate, somebody that's going to get you in a better mental place so you're back on track. Don't be hard on yourself. Okay, I had my pity party. I'm back on track. Moving forward. Anyway, I hope this was a good hour already. Anybody have any thoughts or anything they want to share before we close up? We'll do our chapter 5 will be April 8th. Anybody have anything? Well, I appreciate you all. I'm here for you. Make it a great day and keep smiling and stay well.
Thanks,
Thank
Amy.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, you too.
Okay.
Bye.